we are going to talk about how to put your baby on your back with a woven wrap. It's very exciting. It takes a little bit of practice, all of it. Don't despair. Keep going, that's all I can say. It's really wonderful being able to carry your baby on your back in your woven. It's super comfortable. It helps you carry the weight a lot more easily because there's always a point where they become so heavy you feel like, oh gosh, I need a little bit more support. So back carrying with your woven will do the trick. Obviously there's no obligation to ever back carry. If you're happy carrying your baby on your front for as long as you want, absolutely go for it. But sometimes it can be really handy if you want like your space on your front to be free. If you just carrying loads of stuff, sometimes having a baby on your back is just a lot easier, to be honest. So before you do that, it's very, very important that you already have some experience on the front, okay? So I would say don't just go off, get a woven if you're brand new to all that. If you want to back carry, you first need to go through a little bit of front carrying. So if you want to get your woven, hire from me or from your local sling library, from your mate, whatever, buy one if you really think you're very committed to it. First get some experience wrapping on the front, so like start with your front right cross carry, something easy, and then you can try a front cross carry, so a little bit different to help you learn how to play with your fabric. Try hip carry, do that for a good 2-3 weeks until you feel you know how to handle the tension in your wrap, you know where to pull, you know what does what, and you already feel very confident doing it. You need to get to learn your fabric before you start going on the back, because it's very important. It takes a little bit more practice learning how to back carry, so like being very confident already on the front is going to make a massive difference. Okay, so going on the back, if you're very experienced already and you know what you're doing, you can start carrying on your back when your baby is very small, before they have full head control. But I would really say like do this if you know what you're doing and perhaps you've backed carry before, you know how to handle a woven and you know what to look out for. It's one of the few slings like Made-Eyes where you could back carry a newborn if you wanted to. But it does carry quite a high element of danger. So if you don't know how to monitor your baby, you don't know how to do it, accidents can happen, okay? So so really do it if you really know what you're doing and you're not a beginner. That's all I can say. Otherwise, around the time your baby's 6 months, when they can sit unaided, they're happy to just have good head control. That's usually a good time to get started. You don't have to start at 6 months. You can start whenever you're ready, whenever you think your baby will be happy to go on the back. So whenever you want. So today I'm gonna demo with my very big doll, because it's the only one I have that's over 6 months old kind of size. It's like probably 1 year old, maybe 14 months or something like that. So I'm going to demo with this one because it's the best one to demo with back carries. And I'm going to start by showing just a very simple rucksack carry. Put your head straight, thank you. And that's usually the one I teach, but not everybody likes this one. So then I'll show you a secure high back carry. And maybe I'll show you a double hammock as well. This is not meant to be a tutorial. If you want to go and have a tutorial, there are tutorials on my YouTube channel. Go into my link tree and you will get the link there. But best is to do it with somebody, because it really takes quite a lot of practice. There's quite a lot going on at the same time. Happy to do it face to face when we're able to, video consultation if you feel comfortable and you have somebody else with you. So yeah, we can do it like this. But I'm just going to do very quick demos today to just show you how it works. So there are several ways to put your baby on your back, okay? There's the hip scoot, where you just bring your baby gradually on your back. There's the center toss, where you basically wrap your baby and just toss it over your back. And then there's the Superman toss where you just bring your baby to your back like that. So I'm going to show you these methods because that's what this live is about, and then how to finish it in a rucksack carry. Okay, so I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to grab a size 5. So I'm going to grab my lovely Tinge Garden, and I'm going to start by grabbing my middle marker, which is right here. And we'll start with a Santa toss. So Santa toss is really good because you've already prepared your wrap a lot. There's minimum amount of tightening to do once your baby's on your back. It's not one that is really easy to do when you're out and about, okay? Just so that you know, because it involves you putting your wrap on your lap or on the floor if you're at home. And I'm just going to slightly tilt my camera here. And then you bring your baby like that onto your lap. You're going to gather about a third of the fabric around the neck. So the top rail is gathered at the neck. The bottom rail, again, we kind of gather it at the legs. And then the middle rail will be spread out. So put arms inside. Bring your fabric around your baby, like that, and then I'm going to bring some. I'm going to try to show you. It's very tricky to demo. I'm going to bring all the fabric through my hand, so I'm going to pull strain by strain like that until I feel everything's nice and tight. I pull both sides like that. Make sure you don't over tighten at the knees or at the neck because you don't want the rails to be digging into the neck, which is uncomfortable, and then creating dead legs at the knees, okay? Once you've tightened enough, I'm going to move tails to one side, and I'm going to bring my finger through like that, roughly until my finger can tickle my baby's chin, and I'm going to stand up. And then I'm going to readjust my camera like that. And my babies are bundled up like that. And I'm just going to bring my baby onto my back like that. So my baby's nice and high. It's totally safe this way. And then I will just finish my carry. At this point, so you bring your tails over and then you finish your carry, okay? But I'm going to show you different ways to put your baby on your back. At this point, it's very similar with all of them. Here, you just then bring the passes over. I'm going to show that in a second. So that's one way to do it. It's a really nice way to do it. However, if your baby's quite heavy, it might be a tricky one to do physically, okay? So let's look at some other ways to do it. So, hip scoot works for pretty much every baby. Try to find a chair, bench, whatever. Sit your baby on top of your lap like this, and then bring the middle marker to your baby's neck, and then bring a bit of fabric under the bum, and we're going to tighten the fabric like that over the back, so nicely spread. I'm going to grab the other tail and I'm going to tighten. So I'm going to give a little pull. Make sure you make this very nice and tight to start with, because if it's not tight, it's going to be very difficult to handle your baby on your back. Trust your fabric. If your fabric's nice and tight, then your baby stays. So I'm going to swing my baby to my back. So that's the hip scoot. We're scooting from the hip to the top, and then I'm going to pin this tail. Bring this one over, and here I'm at the same situation as I was with my Santa toss. Okay, the last one I'm going to show you is the Superman toss, and I will finish the carry so you can see what it looks like. So Superman toss, a bit more daredevil, depends what you like. So sorry, my screen goes black all the time. You can do it with your toddler standing up, otherwise you can on the bench. Lift your leg up on the chair, whatever. Middle marker at the neck, and here I'm going to cross my arms And I'm going to put my hands in like a gun shape like that. It looks weird, but it makes sense in a second. I'm going to put these 2 fingers under my baby's armpit, and then my thumb is going to pin the fabric here, and then I'm going to spread out my hands like that. Okay, so I'll do that on the other side as well. And then bring my baby onto my chest and go, whee! So it's called Superman toss because it looks like your baby's got a cape on. Okay, so now I'm going to finish my carry. So for Superman tosses, you will need to secure your top rail. So again, trust your fabric, use this nice and tight, it holds your baby. So here you need to secure your top rail. You can either bite it or you can like secure it like that. Do whatever you feel confident with, okay? So for the purpose of this demonstration, I won't hold it in my mouth because I can't talk, but I'm going to show you from the back. Here I want to create a seat. So with a hip screw and a Superman and a center toss, I already have my seat ready. Here with the Superman toss, I need to make my seat. So I will grab the bottom rail, gather it like this, and I'm going to use the weight of my baby to kind of pin it in place a little bit. You don't need to bring a lot of fabric in because as you pull, the fabric will come out, okay? So think of it like a hammock, like a little hammock. Make sure your baby's bum is nice and low and the knees higher than the bum, because that's going to really help keep your seat in place, okay? And that will stop it from popping all the time. This takes practice, okay? Getting the seat right is the hardest part of back carrying, but it really does come with practice. You'll understand how it works the more you do it, okay? So see, like that, okay? Now I'm going to finish my carry. So I'm going to pin one toe between my knees, and always use your knees, okay? Not your thighs, because it just comes off. Your knees will lock it in place. Now you can't move. I'm going to grab the bottom rail, and here I like to sandwich, okay? You don't have to do it, it's just that's the way I like to do it because I find it keeps things in place. Sandwiching means we're going to fold the wrap in half. So I bring my bottom rail to my neck, and as I pull it, the leg comes up a bit, so we're creating an even deeper seat. Grab the top rail, open it, and close it again. That stops it digging. Now the middle rail is everything here, and I need to pull it very tight, strand by strand. This is what's going to really hold my baby. Strand by strand until it feels nice and tight. Then repeat on the other side, like this. So like that. Some people like to twist the fabric as well. It's whatever you like, as long as it's safe. You find your own technique. Okay, so sandwich, and then I'm going to pull strand by strand. Okay, once I'm here, I'm ready to finish. So I can go like this for a rock, or I can do one tail at a time, whatever works for you. I'm going to bring the fabric over the leg, and here another trick is, if you find your seat is popping all the time, you could pull the bottom rail and pin it like that. So give it a good pull. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm pulling it to stay in place. I'm going to go under the other leg. This creates a leg pass, and a leg pass creates safety, okay? So if you have a type of baby that kicks, he just like having the leg passes means he can't fall out even if the seat starts to become undone. Pin between my knees. I'm going to do the same here. Over the first leg. Here I can pin the seat if I want to, under the second leg. Okay, now I just need to knot. So I can do whatever the amount of fabric allows me to. So I've got loads of fabric. If I want to, I can just double knot here. But I like to do fancy finishes. So I don't need a snack, Sebastian, thank you. Okay, I'm going to do Tibetan finish. I'm going to bring this fabric over my chest, bring it under the armpit for knotless finish, so I don't have to knot. Sorry, yes? Yeah, okay, you go have your snack, okay? It's not like you've had 5 snacks already. Again, same, zoop, like that. I'm just going to bring my fabric through because it looks nice. Spread it a bit. if you've got lots of length. There you go, free bra. You're welcome. And there you go, my baby's nice and high. If I get my sling mirror out, I can have a look, I can keep an eye on my baby. And it's very nice and comfortable. So that is the rucksack carry. Now I'm going to show you another nice fancy finish, just because I fancy. Okay, so you will need quite a bit of length for that. So this one is called the goddess finish or the date night finish. The idea is you don't need to wear any clothes. You can just go naked. Watch. So here I'm just twisting. Gonna pin this one inside, pull, and you bring it through, and you spread, and then same on the other side. Like that. And if you have longer wraps, it looks really beautiful. You can just really spread. Okay? See? Don't need to wear any clothes, beautiful. Anyway, it's gorgeous. There's like a ton of different ways to finish a carry. Have fun. Like, it's really endless the amount of things that you can do. It's really gorgeous. Okay, and then you can really show off your wrap and this. Okay, now I'm going to take my baby out and I'm going to show you a different carry. So here, I'm going to bring the tail that's on top, which is not this one, which is this one. Keep tension, keep pulling. It's super important because the tension is holding your baby. Remember that always, always. Pin between your knees. You should always have one tail pinned, okay? Okay, and then here I'm going to pull. Okay, one arm through, keep pulling. See, my fabric is always taut. Bring my hand close to my body. Bring my hand under my baby's bum, and I'm going to start to hip scoot my baby. Come back to the front. It's all safe. Okay, so that was the rucksack carry with two different type of finishes. I'm going to show you a secure high back carry. Sometimes people find it's an easier one to start learning with. So I'm going to show you that one as well. Right, so this one, it's kind of two ways to start it. I think best way to do this one is definitely with a hip scoot. You're gonna start the same way and bring the fabric over your shoulder like that. And here you've got two options. Either you, because we need to do knot now, either you do your knot around your torso or you bring it over your shoulder and you knot. But you would need to start off center for that, so oops. So with the wrap, the middle marker a bit further away. I'm going to show you the torso one. So here I'm just doing a knot, simple knot. Like that. So that also can make you feel a little bit more secure because you've got a knot, and then you can bring your baby onto your back. Like that. Okay, I've got roughly the same amount of length. If I need to recorrect the seat, I just grab the fabric, tuck it at the bottom like that. Okay, my baby's safe. This is all knotted. I'm good to go. Okay, so then I'm going to bring these tails over my shoulders. First, I'm going to pull rail by rail like that to tighten evenly across my baby's back. So give a little pull, and then right, so if your wrap's got two different sides, just make sure you show the side that you want. Over my shoulder, gather the fabric, pull down. So make sure you always tighten as you go. Spread over the back and then bring to the other side under the leg, and I'm going to do the same here. Gather, pull down, pull, always lots of pulling under the leg, and then you're good to go. You can double knot here. You can use a sling ring to finish, or you can bring it through like this. This is called the choke-free finish or something like that. It stops it riding up, and which can be a little bit uncomfortable. So see, I give a good pull like that. And also, if you're expecting or you don't like anything around your belly, good option. So there's nothing going around. Yeah. Okay. There you go. It's a triple layer carry, so it works really well with very big babies. So you've got lots of layers, and give some good support. You can spread your shoulders. It's very easy to do. For some people, really struggle with the seat, and they find it very stressful putting baby on their back. This is a little bit more secure. It's what's called the secure high back carry. My baby's quite high on the back as well. So that's another one to get started with, really lovely. Okay, I'm going to show you a different carry. So I'm going to show you a double hammock, and it's a little bit more advanced, I have to say, but if you're ready for it, absolutely try and go for it. It's my absolute favorite go-to carry. I always carry pretty much double hammock. So I like to do it with a very long wrap because I like to have lots of fabric. So I'm gonna grab a 7, like that. Sorry, I'm just getting lots of messages. And for this one, we start off center. So which means that we don't start with the middle marker at the neck. So I'm gonna grab my middle marker. I'm going to measure about an arm's length, or you can measure it by going to the middle of your back. This is your new middle. Yeah? So it's about the same amount of length. So this is your new middle, because we're going to create a chest pass, so a pass that goes across your chest, and so you will need more fabric for that pass. So I'm gonna Superman toss, okay? For this one, zoop, like that, and then very similar to what we were doing before, pin your top rail, create your seat, that. So always gather and then let your baby's bum go down, okay? I'll talk a little bit more about how seat works when I finish doing this. Now this is my short tail, this is my long tail. I'm going to tighten my short tail, so again, to my sandwiches, pull the bottom rail, top rail to the neck, tighten my middle rail nice and tight. That pin, and then this one is going to go under my armpit, and I'm going to create a chest pass. So I'm going to pull. Really make sure you pull this pass, okay? Because if it's not tight, it's going to be very annoying after a while. So go for it, don't be scared. It's got to be tight. I'm going to bring it over the back. Grab your top rail, spread, and use your length. Just spread it to your baby's neck, and then pull your fabric strand by strand. Make sure it's nice and tight, like this. Come back. When you wrap, always make sure you don't let the fabric fall over your shoulder, because after a while you just get stuck. It's very difficult to tighten. So always have your fabric gathered at the neck, okay? So here, my chest pass is nice and tight. I've managed to cover my baby's legs. I don't know how I did that. Okay, don't cover your baby's legs. And then retighten. So again, pulling my bottom rail, folding them together, and then I'm pulling my middle rail. Okay, that feels nice and tight. Now, lots of different ways to finish. You can just go and tie under your baby's bum. You can do my ultimate favorite, which is this one, the half salt water. No, this is the salt water finish. This one, like this, and you can twist, and then you can tie the back or cross if it's very long, and come back and tie your knot at your front. Gosh, I'm so tired. I'm talking rubbish today. Or very simple, go like this, and this is the half salt water finish. Very much like this one, because it's very simple and it stops the fabric falling off the shoulders. Over the legs, to create leg passes, you will have to cross and come back. If you don't have enough length, Then there's a magic trick. This is called a sling ring, not a ring sling, a sling ring. This is a ring for slings. If I don't have enough to do double knot, I'm going to bring this over the pass, make a little loop, and then slide it through like that. Pull, 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 and there you go. I don't need to knot, it's holding it in place. And that's really good. So I really like this one because I feel it's giving me lots of support. It's really lovely. Okay, lastly, I'm going to talk a little bit about what seat should look like. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop them. If you're watching this not live, then just pop questions in the comments or drop me a message. A seat, you have to think of it like a hammock. Okay, so you don't need to bring like a ton of fabric tuck into the pants because it doesn't work so well. Once you've pulled your bottom rail, it just come out. Okay, so think of your baby sitting in the bottom of a hammock like this. This is what you want to achieve. Okay, not only it's very hard to get yourself out of this, so it's very hard for them to kick and undo your seat, but it also means that the pressure is relieved from the knees. Okay, so there's no pressure around here, so they're unlikely they're gonna get red legs. Okay, you need to really watch out for that. That's why you also need the bottom rail to be really gathered, otherwise it'll be very digging in. But sitting like a really deep seat like this is what's gonna really help. Okay, and that's what you want to achieve on your back. And that's what you need to visualize. So really let the bum drop super, super low down, wriggle your baby down. If they've managed to move around and push when on the back, if you push on their feet, on the sole of their feet, that can help them like wriggle their bum down. That's not even a word. So that can help all of that. Okay, so have a go. Don't give up, because it's important to really keep going. Don't do it once and then leave it for ages. Just practice at least once a day if you can. Distract your baby, give some stuff to your baby. Take a very deep breath, because if you start to feel stressed and sweaty, your baby can really like pick up on that and they can get a little bit fussy. I used to just put TV on for my kids, and I'm going to say that in all honesty, when I was practicing at the beginning and I learned 6.5 years ago by myself, I just put Peppa Pig on. It was just my savior, because my son was just watching it and he just would stay still, and I could practice and learn like this. So yeah, distraction really helps. Be very careful with safety. Babies can fall, so always practice either over sofa, a bed, or with somebody near you, not holding the baby but just very, very close. Okay, it's also very difficult to drop your baby, I have to say, because you have the reflex. You will feel your baby start dropping down and you'll put your hands immediately on it. If it helps, lean forward. Eventually you want to try and do it standing up straight, because you're going to get some pain after a while, but you will have the reflex. If you're not sure, can I show you? Grab the baby. I'm just going to grab a lighter one, because that door is massive. Just go on the back. Bring your baby on your back without any wrap. Just do that. Pass your baby around. Do the Superman toss. Do all of that, and then see, you have to catch your baby. You can't stop yourself. It's a normal reflex. Okay, so don't worry, you'll be fine. Deep breath and you can do it. Thank you for watching. See you soon.